Hello guys, welcome back to another Android episode. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a registration form and a login form inside our application. So I have made a new application here with the main activity and main XML. Now let's get started. First thing, we must create a user class. Let's create a user class, and inside it, first thing, we'll declare a public static array list of user called user list and make it equal to new array list user, like this. Then the next thing, we'll have some fields. We'll have a private string name, private string email, private string password, and a private string gender, like this. And next thing, we'll create a constructor with these fields, like this, and we'll have getters and setters as well. With all these fields. Okay, next thing, let's create another activity. We'll have an activity called register activity, and we'll finish this. And inside the register activity, we'll have some fields. We copy this text view from the main XML file and paste it here. What we'll do is, we'll drag this to the top and paste it there, and we'll say text as register user, and the text size will be 30 sp. And after the register user text view, we will have some edit texts. Wrap content, and the hint will be, for the first one, name, and I'll give ID for this as name. The width will be 300 sp, like this, and I'll give ID for the text view as txt, and let's put some constraints to this edit text. Constraint left to left of will be parent, constraint right to right of will be parent as well, and the next thing, constraint top to bottom of will be the ID txt, like this. And we'll copy this edit text and paste it 2 times. The second edit text will be email, and it will contain the hint email, and the third one will be password, and the hint will be password as well, and input type will be text password, and here constraint top to bottom of the email will be name, and here constraint top to bottom of the password will be email. Okay, now let's make a radio group of web context and web context, and we'll give the ID. The ID will be radio, and we'll give some constraints to this. We'll copy this and paste it here, and it will be after the password right here, and I will give a margin top to this. It will be 20 sp, and inside the radio group we'll make some radio buttons. First radio button will be web content, and its ID will be mail, and its text will be mail as well, and we'll provide the constraints, and we'll close this from here, and we'll create another radio button. Here it will be female, ID will be also female. Okay, next thing, we'll have a button. We'll copy this edit text from here and paste it here and change it to a button, and the ID of it will be reg, and it will be under the radio group. We'll change its text to register like this. Okay, now the next thing, we'll have on click for this. It will be reg, and we'll create the method inside our activity. Okay, now for the next thing, in the main activity we'll have some other values. We'll copy these and paste it there, and we'll change to login user. This will be name, this will be password. The hint will be password like this, and the input type of this will be password as well. The next thing, we'll have a button. We'll copy this button from here and paste it right under this. Constraint top to bottom of will be password like this. And the next thing, we'll have on click for this. We'll say login, and the text of this button will be login as well. And let's create the login method. Okay, now for the register activity, inside the register method we'll code our register method. First thing, we'll get our edit text, name equals to find view by id, r.id.name, and we'll copy this and paste it 3 times, and the second one will be password Third one will be mobile. And fourth one will be email, and we'll change the password, find view by ID password, and here also mobile. Actually, we'll have another edit text here. We'll copy this from here and paste it after the button group. And here we say radio, and this will be for the mobile. Its input type will be number. And here we'll change this to mobile. And the hint of the edit text will be mobile as well. We'll save this, and let's go inside this and provide the mobile. The next thing, we'll make the email like this. Okay. Now we'll have if to check if the name dot getText.toString dot is empty, and if that's the case, we'll have a toast. The toast will say enter name. And we'll have else if. We'll copy this here from here and paste it here, and we'll change this to password, and we'll say enter password, and we'll have another else if for the mobile, and we say enter mobile, and we'll have another else if for the email. We say enter email like this, and after that we'll have another else if. We say enter select gender here, and here inside this else if we say actually we have to register the radio buttons. We say radio button male equals find view by ID r.id.mail, and we have another radio button of female which will be find view by ID r.id.female like this. In the else if we'll check if male dot is checked. That's how we check if a radio button is selected. And we'll have and female dot is checked. These both of these will be not values like this. And finally we'll have a else here. Inside the else we'll have our user u equals new user, and provide the first provide the name here, name dot getText dot toString, and the next thing we'll have email dot getText dot toString, and the next thing we'll have password dot getText dot toString, and finally we'll have the gender as null. And the next thing inside this, we'll have if male dot is checked, and if that's the case, we say u dot set gender and provide male, and we'll have else if that checks if female dot is checked, and if that's the case, we say u dot get gender, u dot set gender, and we say female. Okay. And finally, we'll have user dot userlist dot add door and provide the user values. Not add door, we'll have add and provide user values like this. And the next thing, we'll have intent I equals new intent, and here we pass the context as this and say main activity dot class, and after that we say start activity and provide the intent I. We'll have a toast after that. We say toast, and the toast will say registered like this. Alright, now we'll call the main activity. Here in the main activity, we'll have to have these fields, name and password, copied and pasted here, and after them we'll copy these lines from here and paste it here, and finally we'll have else that says we provide a for loop. We say user dot user list. This will be a for loop to iterate the users, and after that we'll check if ui dot get email I dot get name dot equals Kulesh. This will be a static login, and password I dot get password dot equals 143, and if that's the case, you say toast and say successfully logged in, and after the toast we say intent I equals new intent, and we'll give this context. We'll make a new activity here, an empty activity. This will be home, and we'll press on finish. And now inside this we say home dot class. After that we start our activity, start activity. This will be II, and we'll provide II inside this. And finally we'll have break. Alright. Now let's run this inside our phone and check the output. Now we'll have a text view inside the home activity. We'll copy this text view from here and paste it here, and we'll remove the text. We'll say demo here. In the activity we'll call string n equals get intent dot get string extra, and here we'll give a key name key, and we say text view tv equals find view by id r.id.txt, and I say tv.setText and provide n to this. Okay, so inside the login activity here I'll have to say ii dot put string extra, put extra, and give this the key, and I'll give a value Kulesh logged in, like this. Let's see if the key was the same. Okay, it's same. Now let's save everything and let's run this. First we must run the main activity to see what happens. Alright, we'll try to register, and here we have to enter name. Let's enter name Kulesh. Password, if we don't put a password, we'll get the error here. Enter password, so we'll give 143, and mobile, if the mobile isn't there, we'll have to enter the mobile, so we say 077, and email also we say Kulesh at just for this, and we say male here as the gender, and press on register. Says registered, and it went to the register activity. Why is that? So here we have to change this to login activity, and let's run this again. Here we will give Kulesh as the name. Password will be 12143. Mobile will be 077. Email will be Kulesh at, and gender will be male, and let's press on register. And we go to the login activity. Here we say Kulesh, password will be 143, and let's press on register. Actually this should be login. Let's press on register, and we got Kulesh logged in. So this is how we make a register application and a login activity. So here in the login we'll change this text to, first one will be login user, and button name will be login. Let's run this again. And let's go back and press on login. Now we get Kulesh logged in successfully. So this is what I wanted to show you in this video. I showed you how to use radio button groups and to make a registration activity and a login activity to log in a user into our system. So this is it for this video, and I'll see you in another one. Until then, bye guys.